Hello and welcome back to Aurora Falls. We're continuing our mission here in Railroads Online to get gold. I was just sending a telegraph to the mountain plateau, which is the, what would you call it, manufacturing hub where we're going to be collecting some tools today. So I was sending a message to them to expect us for a delivery of 100 tools, plus or minus however many they may have extra. We have our Mastodon ready, and we have some enclosed rail cars that will be able to keep the tools dry in transport. We'll just coal up and we'll make our way. Now, unfortunately today the weather is quite nasty yet again, and we are expecting a thunderstorm later. So, hopefully we can at least get there before then. But if the weather is too bad, we may have to consider stopping for the night. There's Jim Railroadson over there. He's still recovering from the accident. But there's nothing better than, well, being dry when it's wet out. So the rain is coming down quite hard now. I think it's quite unlikely the rain, or not the rain, but the weather will get better before it gets worse. But light snow is better than heavy rain, so perhaps we should expect to transition soon. Just making our way through town here. May as well check how much water we have before we get too ahead of ourselves. 4,300 liters still. That's enough to do a few more runs before we need to refill. So we're well on our way to getting gold. Of course I'm going to have to do some, what should we call it? Restocking, resupplying of lesser industries in order to ensure that every industry is having enough material to function. So I will probably be showing you that, even if you've seen it all before. the adventure to getting pure ingots of gold is never going to be purely excitement only. Sometimes you will see some less exciting aspects, such as taking cordwood to the smeltery again, or taking wood beams to the iron ore mine, but that's just life. Life on the railroad. Here, we're just going over the little lake here. A very beautiful lake at that. Yes, what I was hoping was that we would be able to get some gold smelted before the weather turned against us. But I'm actually beginning to believe that to be impossible now. Mainly because the smelteries are all beyond the Dead Man's Pass. And the refiners, so I'm afraid specifically I was worried that if the weather held up enough, we would be able to avoid dangerous weather. But now I'm beginning to think that it's just not possible. We're going to have to proceed through the most dangerous parts of Alaska at the most dangerous time, which is when the weather is least favorable. But as I've said previously, we do owe a lot of money for this operation, and we don't have time to... Oh, there's some lightning there. We don't have time to slow down. Goodness me. Okay, the weather has truly taken a turn. I think we're going to have to start to bring our caboose with us wherever we go, because we are going to have to stop for the night quite frequently. I mean, there's no point in traveling through hazardous conditions in pitch darkness. This is turning into quite the thunderstorm. Of course we're reasonably safe in our locomotive, but I still prefer to avoid operating in serious weather unless we absolutely need to. A big one. There's a smeltery ahead, or not the smeltery, sorry, the manufacturing industry where we'll be getting our tools. I've alerted them that I'll be arriving soon, so certain that they'll be expecting us. And they'll hopefully have even set out a place for me at rest over the night. Here we are. Let's get stopped up and have a look at what we're working with. We'll get these doors open. Hopefully there's no rail tramps hiding in these rail cars. I haven't used them in a long time, so sometimes you get some folk moving in thinking, oh, no one's using it, and they move right in. Look pretty empty, so we'll start to load. Now that'd be a surprise. Sometimes you get the odd miscreant who's set up. Oh, and this darn headlight, the candle must have broke. That's what happens when you rely on candles. Ideally, we'll be upgrading our train soon. Well, it's morning time now. I ended up staying the night, and we got everything loaded up. The thunderstorm has passed us by, but the rain has not ceased. But I'd rather continue on the way with pouring rain than with a thunderstorm. So let's make our way down to the gold mine, which is going to be quite the journey, but it's probably the longest journey so far, actually. These are probably the two most extreme distance points that you've observed so far in our adventures together. But that's not to say that it's the most extreme distance that we're planning, because once we start to make our way up to the gold smelter and the gold refiner, I think we're going to be spending a lot of time together. Well, it was just too dark last night to get any work done. And that lightning and thunder was just too extreme. There's no point loading up in the dark. Of course we can't take a season off, but we can take a night off. But yes, I do agree that in the future we are going to begin to add our caboose to our train here, so that we can always have a place to stay if we have to stop for the night. We can stay in comfort. Is it just me, or is the snow forming a little bit further down now? Feels like the season truly is changing. Jim Railroadson, my brother said, well, yeah, my brother, he said that it could be 1 or 2 weeks until the snow begins. He's a bit of a weather wizard, you could say. He knows his stuff. We'll check the budget though, and we'll see what we can afford. I don't think it's time to bring the snowplow out yet. I don't want to go too fast here, because this corner is not very good. This coal tower here is pretty much consistently empty. Yeah, we're just making our way down. We're going to be heading down to the iron ore mine and making our way across the valley towards the gold ore mine. But that's not a bad trip at all, but maybe a little bit uneventful for you guys who are joining me. But I always love going down the side of the mountain here. Then we get to see the bison, and we get a great view. Here we are, we're going to be heading down the side there. That area, the manufacturing industry there that makes all the tools, is located on a plateau just up from the valley floor, but this is a great way down. I guess mainly because it took a lot of hard work for these brave young men to put this railroad bridge together. You know, compared to that thunderstorm last night, this rain ain't so bad anymore. I don't know what I was complaining about previously. This rain is downright pleasant compared to that. Let's see if we can see those bison. Here they are. They're just grazing before the winter comes. It'll be a lot harder for them to get their food when they have to dig through the snow for it. Slow and steady, and we'll be making perfect time. The gold mine hasn't officially begun operating yet. They still need supplies, but it's built. The men are ready to dig. They just need tools, steel beams, or rails, sorry, because they're going to be using their mine carts to transport material, and steel and wood beams to reinforce the tunnels. So we're getting things sorted out bit by bit. But here we are, just coming up now. Make sure sure we're ready. I'm so glad that we have these covered cars here. They were very expensive, but there's nothing better than keeping your tools dry. Although now we're just leaving them out in the elements here. So hopefully they're quick enough to move them in. And each car, by the way, can hold 32 boxes of tools. That's a really good amount. I do have a little bit more than 100, so I'll probably sell the excess to make a bit of profit, because we might be looking to make to buy a new engine. So whatever we have excess, we will sell. Can't tell you how much we'll get for it though. Have to just pile up those boxes. Well, I think that's pretty much our adventure for the day coming to a close. We certainly did get some productivity done. Getting these tools down here was, well, easier after the thunder. But yes, that is a sign that the weather is truly shifting. We got a few tools left here. We're not going to have too many left over to sell. Only 9 units, I think. 9 boxes. But I hope you enjoyed it all the same. I do look forward to seeing you in the next episode here in Aurora Falls, where we are going to, well, just continue on, but I'm afraid that we're still a distance from getting those gold ingots that I promised you. But if you're willing to be patient and bear with us, then we're going to get it all done together. So until next time, I'll say thank you very much for watching. Of course, if you like the comment, you're welcome to like and subscribe, but I think you already know that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.